Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Hope you're all blessed and doing okay out there. Well, for today's video, I present to you K-Line Trains 2002. This is a two-parter, so tomorrow you'll see Volume 2 of this catalog. But today we're going to take a look at Volume 1, so let's see what this one has to offer. And if you look on the cover, you kind of get an idea what's on the inside. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, this catalog is kind of ripped down here, so this might be the only chance to see it. I don't get these out very often because of how fragile and old they are. Oh yeah, it's coming apart right there. Now, before you start saying it's your fault, well, you're kind of right, but also these were given to me by someone a couple of years ago, and they're really old now, but still pretty cool. So at the beginning, we have a couple of hard-working steam trains. Two freight sets, one from the Pennsylvania Road and the New York Central. Not a bad start. Looks like that glare is going to come back, isn't it? Okay, we then have two passenger sets. We have one from the Santa Fe and one from the good old Rock on the Line. Looks like you can get yourself some add-on cars for that. Very nice. That looks like a Pacific there. Cool. America on Rails. I think, yeah, this was the Preamble Express. This pulled some passenger cars. And down there we have a handcar pulling some freight cars. Somebody please explain this to me. I just don't get it. Can two men really pull all these cars behind them? I don't know. I'm questioning logic and reality here. Okay, we then have a couple of diesel sets. We have one from the Alaska Railroad, and this one is from the Chesapeake in Ohio, being pulled by the MP-15s. Celebrate the holidays with trains. Everybody's done some Christmas trains, and people complain they're not accurate or prototypical. You know what I say to that? Phooey. These are fun and cool looking, and amazing. I like the fact that some of the Christmas trains they make these days can not only give you train sets, but they also can play a Christmas sounds like sleigh bells or Santa Claus saying ho ho ho, or even Christmas carols. That's a nice feature. Just have fun with the hobby, guys. Here we go, the American Freedom Train. Once again, K-Line brought this back with the matching passenger cars to make a beautiful set. They're not the first one to do this. I think Lionel was the first in the 1970s when they released an HO version of the Freedom Train. Sadly, no one's released the whole set in ages, and I'm surprised. It's such a nice looking set. On YouTube, there's a whole documentary about the Freedom Train and how it got started. It's very interesting. Ride the spirit of 76. Indeed, we were founded in 1776 as a country. They brought back the girls' train with some matching freight cars. Oh dear me, that is funny. I love it. Be all you can be, the U.S. Army. There you go. To all the troops serving, and who have served, and to all of the veterans watching this, thank you so much, and God bless you. A big boy on every layout for just $400. This was our first attempt at making a big boy, and this one leaves a bit to be desired. There's no number plates up there, and there's no bell. But you know, it actually looks pretty nice. I mean, and the price was pretty good, $400 for that thing. Today, a locomotive like this, for this scale, would cost about $600 or $700. Atlas is going to probably be making that one pretty soon. And heck, the Lion Chief Big Boy from Lionel is $1,000. So, ooh-wee. This one, that looks pretty nice. They brought back the B6060 switcher again, and a couple of real names. I don't know why, but I always find these engines to be charming, these little switchers here. There's just something special about them I enjoy seeing. They were small, and they did the job very well, actually. There's, I think, a handful left in preservation. Ah, yes, they brought back the 20th Century Limited and the Dreyfuss Hudson from the New York Central. How wonderful. Okay, here we have the Milwaukee Road, pardon me, steam era. Pardon me again. Yes, K-Line made everything just about, it seems. Well, mostly everything. This is a fantasy paint scheme on a 462, but it looks great. Lionel would do that pretty... Why can't I talk? Lionel would go on to do that many years later with a 261 S3 Northern class in this paint scheme. Not bad. The Daylight can now grace your peak or your pike. They brought back the Daylight, and this time it's pulling Victorian-style cars, or Irvington cars, or whatever you would like to call them. Oh, there's even a boxcar you can put on there. Cool. It doesn't matter if the Daylight is pulling old-timing style cars or streamlined cars. The GS4 just looks great in front of any train. Just about. Okay, we then have two passenger trains again. We have Seen at the 39th World's Fair, the Pennsylvania Torpedo. And indeed it was there. And there's a Pennsylvania freight train. Everybody's made the Pennsylvania Railway equipment. People just seem to love the PRR. And why not? They were quite a unique railroad. And Pennsylvania was one of our original 13 colonies. Santa Fe, the Atchison Limited, and the C&O Alton Limited. Two wonderful trains. Man, I wish I had a K-Line collection. Okay, we then have, a train from the Katy, the Southwestern Express, and the Western Pacific's Expedition Flyer. There you go. Yeah, I forgot they made a Katy train set. Finding Katy steam engines is a rarity these days, but still pretty neat. Famous engine leads post-war train. We have the GG1. Two GG1s. We have the Irvington cars, or Madison cars, whatever you'd like to call them. Pullman cars. And then we have some streamlined cars down there. Kind of reminds you of the old Lionel GG1s. We then have the F-59 PHIs, which have made a return. Amtrak California and North Carolina Rail. Very nice. And they brought back the F-40PH again for Amtrak, and you can get some Horizon cars to go with it. To me, the F-40 was one of the best engines we had, despite the fact the primary was being set at run 8, but still, it looks great. We then have a CSX F-40PH with matching passenger cars. Not bad. CSX, how tomorrow moves. Yesterday's freight. That's a joke one of my friends came out with. I'm going to get a lot of anger in the comments from the CSX fans. North Carolina Rail and GP38s. Oh, so they brought back again with some single-level cars. And there's a G from the Milwaukee Road, Conrail, and the Chicago and Northwestern. Very nice. Ah, the Operation Lifesaver Unit, one of several they had. Every railway needs to have these written on their locomotives. Very important, guys, to be safe around trains. Ah, a timeless classic and the most talked about train in the American railway history, the California Zephyr. Whether it was the Western Pacific, the Rio Grande, or the CB&Q pulling the train, it was such a wonderful thing to see back then. Or buys to suit your mood. We have these paint schemes. Here we have the red and black Santa Fe, and I forget what this one is, but this was a real Santa Fe locomotive, actually, if you can believe that, and there's a picture of it right there. This one did not exist in the real world, but people have made models of it that kind of like, a what if. BLI made I think a Gevo in this paint scheme, and that actually looks pretty cool. I was impressed with it. Santa Fe Super Chief. Santa Fe all the way, baby. That is a nice looking set. Canadian Pacific. The Canadian, eh? This is a trend I would have liked to have ridden back in those days, and I just liked the classy paint scheme that it had. Going through the Canadian Rockies on a train like this must have been just wonderful. On the old Milwaukee Road. Not a bad looking set. The passenger cars look great. Especially the observation car right there. Ah, there's the sky domes they had. Wonderful. The Baltimore, Ohio Columbian train. Now, I'm not too familiar with the B&O's passenger services. I just know about the Royal Blue train, but this one actually looks very nice. C&W commuter cars. Excuse me. So we have single level cars and the gallery cars they had. Pretty cool actually. Not bad at all. New Haven Railroad and the Alaska Railroad. You can make a whole set of all these right here. They actually look pretty cool. Page is coming apart there, better be careful. Smoking RS3 locomotives. Indeed they were. Quite a variety to choose from, but the most interesting is this one. This is part of the Pacific Electric Railway in California, which was owned by the Southern Pacific. Pretty neat. It's kind of like the rectifiers that Virginia and Conrail had. Okay, we have some heavyweight passenger cars and a variety to choose from there for your trains to haul. Pretty cool. Everyone loves a circus. I'll say they do. These circus trains are quite popular. Emergency services. God bless the first responders out there. These were pretty cool, actually. Oh, pardon me, y'all. Little eepy while I'm doing this. Hee. Motorized units. MU cars, a speeder, a handcar, and some trolleys. There you go. Smoking cabooses. This is still done today, but somewhat here and there. To be honest, guys, I don't really like having the smoke on when I'm running my trains around. It gets in the way, and it's everywhere. Unless you have like some sort of humidifier to suck the smoke up and out, like what a cigar shop would have, I don't recommend having the smoke unit on quite very much. Okay. Die-cast quad hoppers. There you go. A variety to choose from there for your layout, and very nice. Modern ACF hoppers. I do believe ACF is a company that makes freight cars, but I'm not sure, guys. I think Pullman Standard and the American Car and Foundry make those kinds of cars. In fact, to be honest, I haven't looked at freight car manufacturing in a long time. modern, and historic tanker cars. Indeed, quite the variety to choose from here. Sturdy side freight cars, gondolas, ore cars, and coil cars. Every catalog that the train company made seems to be quite unique and different. Box cars and reefers. I always thought the reefers were pretty cool. They certainly had some class and personality to them. Intermodal transportation. There you go. Double stacks and the trailer train, of course. Or road train, whatever it's called. I forget. But you get it. Oh. Flat cars with loads. Oh, we got a helicopter, a rocket ship, probably the Saturn V, and a variety of other things too. Quite impressive, if I do say so myself. Sorry about the glare, guys. Camera cars. So I think K-Line was trying to get on the whole filming your train deal, and it's actually a pretty good idea. As you guys may know, Lionel tried to do this many years ago, but and it was Railscope is what they called it. They did it for HO, G, and O, but didn't do very well. And then K-Line did, and I think MTH also tried to do it. In my opinion, if you're going to have a camera on a locomotive, I would buy one that was maybe not too expensive, and you wouldn't be like running your model. And have a professional put like a small camera in there so it can film it. Because sometimes these cameras are not always the best for filming your trains, but I would do my research first. Dump cars. Remote control power, too. I don't know, guys, what to say about this day-gum glare. Okay, there's the coin cars and some special editions. Happy birthday and your firstborn car. Then have some maximum quality, minimum price units. This must be part of Train 19. Hey, a variety of locomotives and cars to choose from there, as y'all can see. Coca-Cola on the rails. They upgraded the radar system, it looks like. I'm sorry, guys. I just find that super... Oop. Sorry about the tripod. Super hilarious. More Coke products, as y'all can see. Yeah, the usual stuff, the Polar Bros and everything else, but still not bad. Anheuser-Busch. Gotta have that, of course. I'm not even sure they still make those trains. I hope they do. More Anheuser-Busch products. Pretty cool, actually. Train 19. Okay, this is the cheap stuff right here. Just gotta hold this up the rest of the time showing, I guess. Yeah, the Train 19 stuff was actually very affordable and very nice. Accessories, we have a diner and a colonial home. Very nice. I wouldn't mind having a house like that. The manufacturing factory and caboose yard office. Indeed, you could use it for that. And a Statue of Liberty. Pretty cool. The difference is in the details. Indeed it is. You can make your layout stand out with stuff like this. Oh, come on now. Accessories and figures. Another variety of cool things to choose from, as y'all can see. Pretty neat. We have track and some speeders. Oh, these are G-gauge speeders. Kaylin tried their hand at making some G-gauge products. And it was here and there. There's your Super Snap track again. Very nice. Tin-plate track. Yeah, nobody else does this really anymore. Transformers, tracks, and trucks and books, I mean. Canline Collectibles Guide and books. Stuff you gotta have to keep things up to date. Well, they released some new automobiles, it looks like, in this catalog. Very nice. I like the older style cars, and some of these look pretty good too. And some other products as well for fair prices. Very, very nice. Here's your listings on the back. Oop. And there you have it. Darn this old thing. Alright, y'all. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we take a look at Volume 2. Until next time, please be safe around trains. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And remember, Jesus loves you. See y'all next time.